Continuing with the senses, we did the general senses in the previous video. Now we're going to start looking at some of the special senses. We're going to look at taste and smell, which are both chemoreceptors. With your taste, the surface of your tongue is where your taste buds will be found. And these bumps on the surface of your tongue are called papilla. And down in the sides of the papilla are where the little taste buds will be. We'll look at a close-up in 1 minute. When you chew up your food, the chemicals dissolve in the saliva, and the saliva goes down in between the papilla and will bathe the taste buds. Over in this figure, along with this diagram of a taste bud, we have the sides. This is between the papilla, and down here we have the taste buds that form little balls. And a taste bud is actually a little ball structure. It will have little cilia that stick out to pick up the chemicals that are in the saliva, and then it will respond to those and stimulate the nerve. In this diagram, you can see that the taste buds and the sense of taste is called gustation. So we're going to call these gustatory cells or gustatory receptor cells, and they will have little cilia that will stick out through this little taste pore that will be bathed by the saliva and the chemicals that are dissolved in it. The receptors will pick that up, the chemical, and then it will stimulate the receptor cells, the gustatory receptor cells, and they will be hooked up and pass it to the neuron. In the very back of the ball of the taste bud, we have basal cells. Your basal cells are your stem cells. We are constantly replacing the cells of the taste buds, but every 10 days, due to how harsh an environment it is. If you had hot pepper, you just killed one. If you drank too hot a coffee, you just killed one. So the basal cells will grow and develop into and give rise to the gustatory cells that when they are mature will stick their cilia out the pores. The second chemoreceptor sensation we have is a sense of smell. Now this is a model of your nose. It's half of your nose. Here's your nasal. So you can see where the sense will come in through the nose and go up into the nasal cavity. And up in the top here is where you're going to have the receptors for your sense of smell. Now these are specialized receptors in the sense that these are actually modified neurons, the only sense that has modified neurons. And right above those neurons, which will enter or go through the cribriform plate of the skull, is the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb we saw when we looked at the nerves. It will pick up the sense of smell and then send it down the olfactory neuron. This diagram is showing the same structure here. This is the cribriform plate, part of the skull. Here's my olfactory bulb with my modified sensory neurons coming down, and my olfactory neurons or receptors, which are modified neurons, will stick their little modified dendrites out into a mucus layer, and the chemicals will dissolve and be picked up by those dendrites and be brought back. We also have our basal cells that are in the back that are going to give rise to new cells because these are a rare neuron in the sense that they replace themselves. The slide of your olfactory tissue. This area is called the olfactory epithelium. That was the same as where the molecules and receptors were. It has a little layer of cilia. The olfactory cilia would be out here. And then in the back here, in the connective tissue called the lamina propria, we have our olfactory glands, which produce mucus. The mucus will then drain to the surface of the epithelium and bathe the cilia. In this figure, we can see our mucus glands back in this back area.